Okay, good heads up for drivers.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching.
Stay with us as the news continues.
Now at 6 o'clock, 2 teenage girls killed. Police say a driver ran them over and took off. There has been a new development in the investigation. Also, why Long Island Zoo is shutting down after nearly 50 years. So what happens to the animals, the dozens of animals that are there? But first, countdown to a government shutdown. It is looking more likely as the clock ticks toward midnight. What would close tomorrow? And that would include the Statue of Liberty. As we come up on 6 o'clock, let's get a live look at the Senate floor right now. This is where senators are voting on the first of 2 funding bills. This bill would keep the government funded for another month through October 31st. That's followed by a second vote. But our Capitol Hill team for NBC News says both of these are likely to fail. But we're watching this first vote. Republican and Democratic leaders are blaming each other for the disagreement over a funding deal that would keep the government open. With that, we say good evening to you. I'm David Ushery. Natalie Pasquarella has the evening off. We're just under 6 hours away from a possible shutdown. If Congress does not act, government funding would expire at midnight and anything deemed non-essential would be put on hold. We learned late this afternoon that would include the closing of the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. In the last government shutdown, the state paid to keep them open and running, but officials confirmed to News 4 that will not be happening this time. As for the impact on federal employees, the White House has threatened mass layoffs in addition to furloughs, which usually happen in a shutdown. We know active duty military members and other essential workers will continue to work, just without pay. They would get back pay once the shutdown is over. Air traffic controllers and TSA workers will stay on the job. And the U.S. Postal Service stays open as it is largely self-funded. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and VA benefits would also continue. Now, 11th hour miracles have happened in the past. Will this time be different? NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas, following the latest out of Washington as the clock ticks down. So that's coming up at 6:30 right after our newscast. The big headline here at home is in New Jersey, where 2 teenage girls were killed in a hit and run. And investigators say they're looking into the possibility that the driver did that intentionally. Now, this happened in the middle of a Cranford neighborhood last night as the 2 girls were riding bikes. As of the moment, no charges for the driver. But News 4's Charles Watson has been at the scene all day. He's got some new information that we just learned in the case. Charles.
Yeah, David, well, at this stage of the investigation, law enforcement sources tell us police are trying to answer 2 questions. The first being whether or not this fatal hit and run was a deliberate act. The second question they're trying to answer is whether it stems from some sort of romantic relationship that may have ended on a bad note. Those are the questions police are trying to answer at this point. Meantime, you can see this memorial here behind me. People continue to mourn the 2 teenage victims who died in this incident, 2 victims who they say were beloved in this community.